Death trap. The death trap.
I haven't put one out yet. What would your rapper name be?
Oh, I already thought of one.
Yeah?
I have a good one.
What is
I have
it?
a great rapper name.
Yeah?
Yeah, because my name is Joe Graham.
Yeah.
JoeGraham. My rap name?
What's your social security number?
My rap name? It's actually in my rap name.
Yeah, okay.
My rap name would be Grammar. Like like spelled the word grammar, Gramar, but then I could do play on words with it, you know, and I could have some fun. So I would do Grammar, and I think that'd be a good rap name, honestly.
Yeah.
Grammar Hammer?
Grammar Hammer?
Yeah, dude.
I would be Mr. Goodflow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let them know out of the gate what you're up to.
What I'm up to, yeah. They're just like, who's he? And be like, he's the one with the good flow.
Mr. Goodflow.
Mr. Goodflow coming to you with Mr. Sick Beat.
Nice, dude. Your urologist would love that.
Oh, dude. Get some Flomax? Get sponsored by Flomax?
Mr. Goodflow. I love when you make my job so easy. The name holds.
Hey, when Mr. Goodflow isn't ripping and rhyming, he's taking Flomax to keep his flow strong. And then I get to look at the camera and be like, I always piss clean. Is Flomax the one for piss?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like when your prostate starts to go, you take Flomax and it helps you keep, because like your prostate gets big and then you can't piss enough.
Oh, I'm gonna have the biggest prostate ever, dude.
You're gonna have Flomax then,
That's
and you're gonna have to see my commercial, and you're gonna have to go, God, I need to get Flomax.
I gotta start doing stuff to prevent getting old.
Like what?
The blood of babies. I've heard it's a thing, dude. We moved to the city. I heard you have to just go to a pizza place
And request a baby?
Yeah. Well, not the whole thing, just the blood.
Gross.
The bad parts. Ugh.
What are your thoughts on vampires?
I like the idea of it,
Really?
but I also don't like that they're like super strong. I always understand that they're wealthy. That makes sense. They've been alive a long time. They can like make some investments. But I guess at the end of the day, I don't really understand it. Like just drinking people's blood for like the
But you gotta do it
hemoglobin.
To live. You gotta live.
Or is it yeah. But I don't know. Morally,
yeah,
it would suck to be born a vampire.
I think you get made one.
Or you could be born one.
I think you're just like one day walking to work, and then instead of getting bit by a dog, you get bit by a vampire.
Dude, that would suck. What if I got a disease now where every time I saw a dog, I bit it and tried to turn it into a Joe Graham?
That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet.
And then you end up. That was gonna be dumb. I was gonna say something dumb.
Good. We could have used it, the content, dude.
Well, because you were like every time I get bit by a dog, I fight a dog.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, what if you get really good at basketball? Like if you get bit by a golden retriever,
dude. If I become the next Air Bud,
but like instead of shooting balls, they're just like you're hitting them with your face,
like Air Bud.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Be like, he's not the most conventional player we've ever had, but God damn it, does he score?
I don't know, man. You just gotta. He responds to being called a good boy. That's it. You can't be mean to him.
Yeah.
He'll go hide in a corner. Like you can't like rough coach me. Tough love,
dude. That's it. You ask the coach, you're like, "What's your favorite thing about him?" And the coach is just like, "He's got that dog in him."
Damn it, dude. All right. You believe in that one?
What?
You believe in that joke?
Yeah, so fucking much.
Okay.
Do you believe in that joke? I'd take a bullet for that joke.
I bet you would. Okay.
We just went full circle on an Air Bud joke. Are you kidding me? 4 minutes into the podcast? Sign me up.
I know. Speaking of sign up, you guys got to get on that Patreon. You know what I mean? You got to make it worth Papa Bear's time, you know? You want me to show up in an episode in my boxers? Oh, we got to edit that out.
No, you don't. I've never... Do you want to have this amount of strength at all times?
just coughed.
Just choking on Bud Heavy? Wow, that's like real inside of me now. I
Yeah.
mean, normally it just goes down to your stomach, but it's like fucking in my nose. It's in me. I feel it. Yeah, wow. You know how you can like butt chug beer? You think you can nose chug beer? You think if you suck a beer up your nose, you'll get drunk faster? Not into
Ooh.
your lungs, but just through your nose.
That's the thing is how do you stop it from going into your lungs?
Short burst, yo.
Nope. All that still counts as air.
It's not going in your
Isn't that
lungs, though.
weird?
You tell it, you say stop.
I
Maybe
mean,
you do it out. Maybe you have to go like, and it shoots up and out.
maybe your body will think it's a booger and it'll just go in, coat your lung, and then you can cough out the
Cough out.
non-alcohol.
I'm fucking nose chugging some Budweisers later. What are you doing?
I do feel like there's something where you could like spray alcohol into your mouth. Is that a thing? Like it like
misting it?
yeah, you just kind of want like the you want it to be very small and into your bloodstream very fast.
Yeah.
So if you can figure out a way to do that, you think you could boil beer? No. Boil beer in the stove and
I think
put
people
your head over it?
Yeah, I think there is people that have like done the vapor, but it goes straight into your bloodstream when you do that.
Okay.
So like you have to it has to be there's you die.
Yeah.
You die.
I watched a guy chug a whole bottle of like it's some like Korean version of moonshine.
Yeah.
Chugs a whole bottle of it, and he got like alcohol poisoning. But it was like such like all the video of him before looked like out of body experience, time of his life, and then like obviously they gotta like make you throw up or
Yeah.
whatever. But man, like I was like, if I didn't see part 2 of the video,
You would have thought he was dead?
no, I would have thought let's try that. Like let's get to that point where my body, like he just looked like his brain was gone. And his body just had complete free will to do all the fun stuff. Like trip over everything in his way. That was fun. I don't know.
Dude, I saw that video on Reddit. It's like it's got to be like close to 10 years old today, where it's a drunk guy, and his friend tries to like sit him in a stool, and they set the stool up, and then he just like they're both drunk, and he just does this like sick dodge move on him, but it's in slow motion because they're both hammered,
Yeah.
and then he just takes off running and just jumps through a window.
That's awesome.
But it's like it's like a living room that goes to a patio,
Okay.
and it's a house party, and there's people inside and outside. Everybody's just like, "What the fuck, man?" And he just stands up and he's just like, who did that?
What happened?
What happened?
Ugh. Dude, I haven't got this weekend was fun. We had a
It was good.
good weekend.
Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland was fun. I got like close to like pretty like drunk. I haven't been like drunk in a while, and
Same,
I'd like to
yeah.
get there. But yeah, I got pretty. I think I got as close as like I would go before like a super hangover.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good time.
We should do that on the podcast one day. Get a little
What, get wasted?
get a little beersed up.
Yeah, we can edit out anything stupid that we say. We should do that for a Patreon episode, honestly.
Oh, dude, Maria would love that.
Yeah, just get wasted. No, it would be fun to just one episode, just be drunk.
We should do like a normal episode and record the Patreon one afterwards, so you get us when we're kind of drunk on the normal episode, and then it's like if you want to see where this ride goes.
Oh, dude, a part
watch.
1 for free, and then a part 2.
Yeah.
That's oh my god, we
Yeah.
paywall it.
We paywall it. Yeah, we just become Disney Plus.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, dude.
all the good stuff's there.
Fucking freeze me, dude. Save me.
That would be cool. By the
Yeah.
end of that, we would be wasted. We'd just start
Oh.
drinking like an hour before we record the first episode.
If I'm gonna get drunk, I need to do mixed drinks. I need to do vodka sodas.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do vodka pops. I need to do vodka milks. I need
Okay.
anything you can mix vodka with.
Okay.
Vodka beers. You ever do
All right.
that?
No, I did vodka. Well, I guess kinda, but we did like we ran out of beer one time for beer pong, and we played. We had still had the cups that had beer in them, and then we started playing like vodka pong.
I've done
So
that.
we did like a shot in each, and then it was like
Oh, you did full shots.
like an ounce shot in each one. Then we were just. I mean, this was high school. You're gonna live forever.
So if you're the losing team, though, you're doing 5 shots each.
Yeah, but there
That's-
was literally like one game. It was like we were all. I mean, there's no beer. The
You're
party.
sauced. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It knew where it was going.
We did that similar where it was like, but it was half shots, and then like the cup. Do you
Sorry,
ever?
my luggage.
No, you're good. The middle cup we did was like a full, like shot and a half.
Okay.
So if you're like the person you were out against made that, you just died.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like a mystery. I think it'd be cool to do like some beers in there and then like randomly, like 3 or like 4 of them are like shots of liquor.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That'd be fun. I would
It's
do
very
that.
fun.
I would do that.
When I was did you ever like run a table on beer pong before?
A couple of times at Kent, me and shout out, he just got engaged. My friend Logan, we ran the table at this like one particular house a lot,
It
and
fucking
it
rules.
was.
That's the best feeling.
It's good and it's bad. Hindsight, dude,
It's good and it's bad.
you kind of watch a whole fucking party take place around you, and you literally go home and you're like, in your head of the night of the spinning and everything, you're like, that was so fun, and then you have like the flashing images of, oh my god, actually, people were having a lot more fun than I was, and I was just sitting there like,
Dude, I disagree so much with you.
I mean, I loved it. Just I didn't. It's not like I'm gonna lose on purpose.
No, I don't. I'm never gonna lose. You know me. I'm never gonna
But
lose.
yeah,
But you know why I love it? Like actually, low key. Especially like I've always kind of been just nervous around meeting new people.
okay,
But if you're at the party, right? You're with one of your best friends, probably playing beer pong. That's who I'm going to talk to any of the time, anyways.
yeah,
But then not only are you with your best friend, you're fucking stuck with them. So then you're at the table,
or they're stuck with you is what you like.
I love it. They are glued to my fucking shoulder. They're not getting away because I'll tell you what, they don't have to make a cup. I'm not fucking losing. And
You don't give a shit about them at the party.
I don't give a fuck about their. Oh, your girlfriend's here. Cool. We're winning beer pong. Focus up.
She could sit in the chair near the. There's always a couple of chairs near the table.
Yeah.
She can sit there.
Oh, she wants to do a celeb shot. How many fucking followers does she have? I don't think so. So
how many cups are on the board? That's your. You know what I mean? If there's 9 and you have 3,
Yeah.
hey babe,
Hey, babe.
I love you.
Take a shot.
Go ahead and waste one.
Yeah.
Toss it.
But yeah, dude, I just love it. And then you see people like around, like having those awkward conversations, and you're like, dude, me and my boy are locked in.
Mm-hmm.
We're having a good night.
That's true.
And it gives you, it's like the only thing you can do at a party in college where no one's going to give you shit for not being social.
True.
Because they're going to be like, oh, he's just being cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a point when I know there was like there's like a couple of waves throughout the night when you're like on the table. Because I remember one particular night, it was literally like the beginning until the end of a party. And it was like we were playing and it was fun. And then we're looking around after like 2 games and we're like, should we do this, that? And he's like, my friend's bringing beer. So he brought like us a 30-pack. So then there was just a 30-pack between us, fresh out of the fridge. So then we're happy. And then you're playing and you're looking around. You're like, maybe I want to try and talk to one of these ladies. So you're not, you know what I mean? But then there's a part where people that walk into the party start getting told about how long you've been on the table.
Yeah. And then it becomes...
people start dropping their shit. And you become the folk. Like you become...
You
like,
win more than
persona.
like 6 games, and they're like, "Oh,
People start walking in, they're like, "Oh, beer pong," and they're like, "Don't even worry about it. These guys have been on it for like all night." And they're like, "I'm gonna call my friend. He's actually at a college 40 minutes away. You see, we're recruiting now. We're like bringing in away players."
Tommy, you sober enough to drive? We got a challenger.
Yep.
But you've been playing for 2 hours, so you're just warm already.
You're warm. You have every angle on the table. You're not even questioning your shots anymore.
No.
There's like your elbow. People try and be like, "Hey, watch that elbow." You're like, "Dude, I know exactly where I'm at on the court right now, bro." Like,
the best feeling in the world is when you've won 12, 13 games of beer pong in a row, and someone comes up to the table and they're just like trash talk. They're like, "You ready to lose?" And you're like, "God, I hope so." I embrace it. I won't give it to you. Take it though.
My girlfriend's mad right now.
Yeah.
I would love to lose, but I can't just walk away from this.
I was supposed to see my kids tonight, so if you could win, I'm ready to stop playing beer pong.
They'll understand when they're older. They'll get why I didn't go.
That's it. I want to be a fly on the wall for that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, I know why you weren't there all those years. I just won my first game of beer pong.
Yeah.
And I want you to know I love you.
Hey, Dad, I totally get it. He fucking bounced it, and I swatted it, and I'll tell you what, I love you. That'd be awesome.
Hey, Dad,
That is such a piece of shit move, dude. When you are like winning, like hanging out with your friend, and you start having a good time, and then you guys like look at each other in between. You're like, this rules, and then they fucking bounce it on you into your cup, and you look over, and you're like, oh, you don't believe in love, and you're having a beautiful moment. And then they just take advantage of it. And then you go, oh, I guess I can't show weakness ever again in my life.
You know how just dumb competitive I am with stuff.
Yeah.
I was the guy bouncing.
Oh, no, I've bounced. I'm just saying there's times when you're having fun and like you just forget for a second. Then that switch goes,
I don't forget.
I can never have empathy.
I don't forget.
Man.
I was the guy that would just stand at the beer pong table like this. I'd just stand there like, looking at the corner of the room, and then as soon as they turn around, just bounce it.
I'm not that competitive.
Dude.
I think we figured that out, though.
You know what was, this is so lame. My favorite game of beer pong ever? There's two that are close, but this is my favorite, I think. I took this like class in college where it was like a computer class, and it was one of those classes where it's at like 7:30 in the morning. It's like a dropout. Basically, it's to make sure you're there. Mm-hmm. They test you just to make sure you wake up early. It's stupid. It's this computer class, so I'm there. I'm always tired. I fall asleep in class a couple times. I kind of knew the guy who was the RA or the TA, and he was a dick. And we never really got along. But there was like one class where I fell asleep, and to wake me up, he kidney punched me. Mm-hmm. But like in a classroom.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know. And it like hurts when that happens.
It's unhealthy.
Yeah, you're getting decked in your kidneys. And I like got in trouble because when he did it, I was like, fuck. And I was like, he hit me in the kidneys. And she was like, well, the teacher was just like, well, don't fall asleep. And so like.
Was that, you say that was high school?
It was college.
That's you can't hit people.
I know. That's why I was like, this is insane that nobody did anything, but whatever. I was like 17.
He can't hit.
19.
He can't hit.
Nobody can hit.
No one's supposed to hit.
But that same weekend, like some good friends of mine had a party in their dorm, and they had a beer pong table, and like we were just supposed to stop in, me and my roommate, and then that dude was playing beer pong, and they were like, my friend Julie was like, oh, they won like 3 straight, and I was like, hey Chris, I'm gonna need you to play beer pong with me tonight.
That's awesome.
And they did the same thing where like we rolled up to the table, we didn't like trash talk or anything, we're just like, they're like, we've won 3 straight, you ready to lose? And I was like, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. And then like immediately did that thing where I was like, what are you saying? And they both turned around and bounced one in. They're like, fuck you. And I was just like, hey, don't punch people in the kidneys when they're sleeping.
Just wild.
Yeah, it's like an insane, that's a very college thing, I guess. But
anyone that's played and like ran a table before, if you're running the table, 3 games is not enough to brag about. 3 games is like the start of, okay, maybe we got a thing.
Yeah.
Because those first 3 games, you could have just, who are you playing? People that are just walking up trying to drink quick? You're not playing the competitors until you get till like 1 a.m. is when you can start looking around and be like, there's some competition in this motherfucker. Like, I'm ready. Everyone else is drunk. You're loose.
So the worst part about that is like my roommate Chris was like newly seeing this girl. Mm-hmm. So he was like, I have time for 1 game. So we beat them. And then the next game we played just the 2 girls whose apartment it was. Terrible at beer pong. Mm-hmm. And we just purposely had to lose to them. And those guys were so mad. They were like, you aren't even trying. And I was just like, hey, man, they're good. Just making it like rubbing it into even worse. I was like, hey, man, when you're hot, you're hot. And we are cold right now. Like,
we got the bug. We're losing, dude.
Chris was trying to bounce a ball off the ceiling and get it in the cup. That's where we were at mentally. But
is that still a bounce?
No. He was just being dumb.
Oh, I didn't know if that was like a new rule.
We played it if you bounced it off the wall and got it in a cup. Yeah. It was 2 cups still? Yeah.
Absolutely. That should stay. I always like when people like jump in and like try and just like destroy you over like a ball that like they have no chance at. And you're just like, well, you almost broke the whole table, but game on, dude. Yeah. Game on.
Or when someone's trying to stop a bounce and they end up just knocking over 7 cups.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I've played with a couple people like against. I don't think I've ever played with someone, but I've played against some people that had some like wicked behind the back shots, and they would get it, and like you just think everyone's bad at it, You're like, everybody's terrible at it. And then they'd get the ball and they'd like, their face would light up. They're like, in the cup.
Dude. The girl I dated for a couple years in college, she played basketball like in high school.
Okay.
And so we'd always play beer pong together. And we one time at a party, we went to Walsh to visit my friend Jess. And we won like so many games that we had to stop because we were like drinking too much. Mm-hmm. And but like it kept being all these dudes at like Walsh would be like, "Are you guys ready to lose?" And then my girlfriend would just beat the shit out of them. Yeah. But like, you know how when if it like you catch the ball, girls have to shoot left-handed usually. She like played basketball and she was ambidextrous. So guys would be like, "Good luck," and she'd make a cup. And it was like it was like automatic. It was so good.
So damn, dude.
I always like hate to. Do you ever have that thing happen where you go to play beer pong? I know we're talking about it a lot, but you go to play, and someone would be like, "Hey, dude, I go to Ohio State, and that's not the rules we use."
Yeah, people roll in with their different rules, and you're like, "Excuse me, what are you doing, bud?" And then they're like, "That's how we did it there," and you're like, "There's a thing called house rules."
Yeah,
it's the house rules. What are you doing? If we walked over to our neighbors and they were playing beer pong, there's a completely different set of rules over there.
House
than
rules.
It's house rules. You're out of your mind.
We had
house rules.
We had a St. Patrick's Day party one year and we had like an incident because we didn't really know him. Some dude came from like I think it was OU, and he just what is the rule, like tits? Mm-hmm. If you get two trying, and like he was playing against a girl that I was friends with, and he was like, "We got tits. She's got to show me her tits." And she was like, "I don't want to do that." And we were like, "She's not going to do that, dude." And he wouldn't drop it. Mm-hmm. And like throughout the day, he kept like bringing it up, and we were like, "Dude, like fucking go on the internet, type in tits. You're done." It's just weird and creepy, right?
Wait, she didn't show? No, I'm just kidding.
Was that you?
Dude,
was that?
I'm such a big fan of rules like that. Like not a big like, you know, historically. I love like when people used to like in movies play pool and like win your girlfriend.
Oh my god, the 80s you mean?
Yeah, and people act like men, like older guys are like, women aren't, I would never treat a property. And then you watch like a movie and they're like, "Well, I'm all out of money. She's cute.
She's cute.
You want to play me for my lady?" Yeah, absolutely.
Winner gets to take her out to the drive-in.
And then he wins, and then she actually leaves with the guy. And you're like, "Well, okay."
"Hey, Mom, why did you like Dad so much?" "Well, he won me in a game of pool."
Yep.
Dude.
True love.
True love.
He was a better shot that day.
Yeah.
That was I don't know if that was like a real life thing, but definitely in the movies that always caught me off guard.
It wasn't a real life thing. Because my dad in the 70s played, he was really good at foosball, and he would go to this like bar in the flats of downtown Cleveland and play foosball for hours. And he's like, "Yeah, me and my buddy, his buddy's friend's Mickey, they actually have like a real cool best friend thing where they call each other Aldo, and that's it." So my dad's name is Pete, his name is Mickey, but only when they talk to each other, they say Aldo to each other, which is pretty, I don't know the meaning of it, but I think it's cool.
Like, he goes, "Hey, Aldo."
And I'd be like, "What's up, Aldo?"
What does that mean?
I don't know. He never told me. He's like, that's a us thing. And I was like, that's pretty sick.
Dude.
That is cool, right?
Yeah, that'll keep you up at night.
Yeah.
That'll make you think.
So Aldo would go play foosball, and he's like, we'd run the table for hours. And then I found out, like, he's like, years later, I found out that your mom used to come to the same club to just, like, hang out and dance. And he's like, we never crossed paths. And I was like, that's because you were at the fucking foosball table.
Okay.
So we had some difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Technically not our fault.
Technically Steve Jobs' fault. You piece of fucking shit.
Yep, I was about to take responsibility, but absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to let you.
This is on a dead man and a dead man's plan.
You're perfect.
Thank you.
Fucking it's Steve Jobs.
Here's the deal. So we've talked about it before. We are a low-budget production operation here.
We're low-budget, high-function.
Exactly.
You know, we don't have the funds. We don't have everything, but we get it done.
We're
we get
high
it done
functioning.
well. Yeah,
we are high functioning over here. Okay? I function high. We're high functioning, and the problem is we record on the iPhone, and I deleted 3 past episodes off my phone, and
Forgot that temporary storage, bro. I had that fuck me with stand up. Samsung does it too.
it's so stupid that I have to go to my recently deleted, and then I had to delete all 3 videos because
Twice.
then are so stupid.
Yeah.
You can keep why can't you just keep them there somewhere? Like, I don't know, the cloud I pay a monthly service for. You could keep them there, and then if I change my mind, I can go in there. But you can take it off my phone. Like, I pressed delete for a reason. I don't understand. And you know what? If you're one of those people that would complain if that went away, I don't want to even be your friend. Oh, I deleted a picture, and now I want to get it back. But,
You think Steve Jobs is in heaven just gatekeeping the cloud right now?
Yeah. Dude, he's sitting
He's just like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Dude.
Joe's podcast.
Fucking sleeve jobs, am I right?
You douchebag.
Fucking bitch.
So when we got cut off, where the video got cut off because of the lack of memory, was we had just finished talking about your father.
My dad, yeah, cool
and
dude.
his story about foosball.
Yeah.
Loved it. And then meeting your mother in the hallway.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
But it's
now.
cool dude. Cool dude. Rock solid dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He actually, I mean, we can talk about anything, right?
Yeah. I mean, they don't know what we talked about.
Yeah, you don't know what you missed.
That 13 minutes is gone for, honestly, like, I think there was like 8 minutes of slow downtime in there, and then it got good. So I'm kind of happy it's gone because I'm a little
We get a mulligan on the last half of the podcast, dude.
Literally.
Fuck yeah.
We should do this more often.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Steve Jobs, keep up the average work.
Yeah.
No, my dad.
Steve.
Like, so, we were in Cleveland this weekend.
Yep.
I had a very real, like, I really thought about quitting comedy for a second. And
Just a second?
For like a couple days.
I think about it. I was going to say, dude, when it happens to me, it's like a week-long endeavor.
Dude, it was like the entire week I was at the Cleveland Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
And my dad talked me out of it, of all people.
Nice.
I didn't see that coming. I don't know if you expected that from him. I did not.
No, I told you. I would expect him to welcome you back with open arms and be like, here's this, and this. Like, I would have thought he would have, like, treated it like the Sharks. Like, he would have been like, okay, I'll give you 50% of the company. And, like, he just starts throwing numbers at you.
Yeah. He's like, you want to get, I'll buy you breakfast every Saturday.
What's it going to take to get you home? What do I got to do? What kind of house? We're going to get you a new house. Is it a new house? You want to take it? Okay.
Dude, he was so matter of fact about it, too. He was just like, how long you been doing it? And I was like, 4 years. And he's like, how long you been in New York? I was like, 6 months. He goes, not enough time.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, what? And he's like, not enough time. Can't quit. And I was just like, all right, you're right.
Yeah.
And he just was like, do you still like it? I was like, I love it.
I mean, it takes 10 years.
Can't quit.
10 years to become a good stand-up.
I know.
Is what they say. So
it's not the stand-up I don't like. It's just the fact that, like, it feels selfish. There's a lot of life that I feel like you could be doing if you're not doing comedy.
That's what I've been saying forever.
I know. That's and scene.
There is so much more, and that's why I don't get mad when people want to drop out or when people join like the club for a little bit and they do it for a few months and then stop. I'm like,
I never get someone crap for quitting, but
yeah, it's like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it does start to feel like I said, I went.
There's times where I'll be going through it though, and you'll be like, "Do you ever think about how happy you'd be if you just like had a family?" And I'll just be like, "No," because I don't want to think about it.
So you just lie to me.
So I just lie to you. I lie to me. I'm lying to me. I'm going, no. Yeah. What am I, a fucking loser?
Just makes me feel even crazier. So I go in my room and I'm like, "You're different.
You're different. You suck.
You're different. You're not dedicated enough. Don't have thoughts of this." But then you also just like look up at like a lot of like comedians and everyone, and then you just see that like they have families, and you're like, it's not either or. I could what?
I just love that
both in time with patience.
I'm trying to gaslight me, and it ends with me gaslighting you.
Yeah. Just go in my room like,
gaslighting both of us.
Dude really believes, man. I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
You ever want kids? No.
I want to get out of here, dude.
Dude, kids would be all right. Comedy's better.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, see, here's my thing is like,
does that kid have a tight 5 minutes? Then get the fuck out of my life.
Exactly.
If you can't tell me about an awkward story. Get out of here.
Can you imagine the bullshit material that those little kids are going to come home with? And like, they're going to come home with the jokes that you've heard. They're going to come home with jokes that they heard that don't make any sense, that are original, but albeit not jokes.
Kid jokes are like the fucking peak of comedy, though.
Yes. Making a kid laugh with a joke that's like a little racist. No, I'm just kidding. But like,
because no kids, if I go to a kid and I try to do like, I bought a bidet, they're going to be like, what? But then they'll just be like, you want to hear a joke? Purple isn't blue. And they'll just like lose their minds, and you'll be like, "Wow,
yeah,
what a master of the craft."
Yeah, that is.
I think he shot from the hip with that. I don't think he wrote that down.
I do think, you know how when you go places they tell you you only do clean comedy, only clean. You can't like swear. They don't even like cursing, stuff like that. But you realize like why is because like whenever I need like a quick laugh from like a nephew or niece, not so much anymore because they're like getting older, but like. Back in the day when they were like 8 or 9, and you could just be like, they'd say something and you'd be like, oh, fuck it. And they would lose their mind laughing, and you're like, oh, that's why you can't do it in a club, because if that's the crowd they want adult children that laugh at that material. So that's not really...
God, that'd be such a good video to make.
Huh?
Like a Def Jam comic performing for like 3rd graders. Just like, y'all motherfuckers ever have pussy? And these like kids lose their mother like cracking up.
If Bernie Mac,
there's that video already that's like Def Jam 5th graders.
Yeah,
it's just the inverse. It's literally just the inverse.
If Bernie Mac would have walked out on stage like at the Apollo and been like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, and then they just like pan out to the crowd and it's a bunch of 3rd graders, you'd be like, well, yeah, that line means a lot less now. Like, dude, that would mean nothing.
That's one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time is Hannah Gadsby live at the Apollo. It's a mashup.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not actually her, but it's her doing that joke about the color blue. And they remove the laugh and like put like the Apollo crowd booing. I think it's when they boo Richard Pryor's son. I think that's the mashup. Okay. But she's just like, what's the deal? Well, blue. And this crowd's just like, you suck. And she just keeps going, blue, blue, blue. And they're just booing her and like doing thumbs down.
I never watched the Hannah Gadsby thing.
It's just, I watched it because it kept every like fucking vulture would just be like, these are the top 5 albums in comedy this year, and all 5 of them are Hannah Gadsby and Annette. There was one article where they had her at like 1 and also 4.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, people went nuts for that special.
Like it was that good?
No, I didn't like it. It felt like it wasn't okay, so I don't hate it because it's a lesbian from Australia. I hate it because it feels like a TED Talk. It's not like a comedy special.
Okay.
And
is it not like joke punchline?
Not really. And the jokes I don't think are very good.
Okay.
And it came out the same year as like one of Mulaney's better specials.
Okay.
And people just kept being like, this is a generational special. And I'm like, John Mulaney's right there.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he's proved to be the generational. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, I think just because it was like what it was, people kind of blew it out of proportion. But I mean, you don't hear anybody talk about it anymore. That's always like kind of like how you know if something's really good. I don't really hear people talk about it anymore, but you know, people still talk about Kid Gorgeous.
Yeah, she's not really on my radar of people to.
I always try and watch those specials that people are like, it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, I like those. I just never. Everyone always talked about that one, and I didn't know if it was one of those that people were talking about in a good way or a bad way, and like, oh, you have to, and like ruin it for me, or. But yeah, I've heard it mocked before. I've heard rumblings of it not being that good.
Yeah, it was not great.
Okay.
Also, what was the other one? Brendan Schaub's was as bad as advertised too.
Yeah, that's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
That person, that dude, they talk about it a lot. But that dude gets ripped up on Reddit, and it's the greatest thing. There's Your Mom's House podcast guy, one of the producers left.
Yeah.
And he has like his own podcast, and it's like his name's Nadav, and he did like this deep dive into like every single bit of the Schaub stuff, and it is so good, and it's like an 18-minute video,
Dude.
but everything's a hit, dude. Yeah, I can't. Also, how much would it suck to like for us to like have things take off and go well, and then you just get on Reddit and find out there's a whole
niche
subreddit
that hates you,
and that just like zooms in on pictures of like your like face, and like they do that. They'll like zoom in really close on his mustache and be like, "Oh, it's not aligned," and you're like, "That's nice,
dude." Dude. I'm telling you, Kinane. Like I've always wanted Kyle Kinane's career because he's like, I think he's got enough money and is maybe comfortable, but he like still is able to kind of fly under the radar with non-comics.
Mm-hmm.
But people that love comedy love that guy.
That's true.
Like really, really a perfect career.
I would love him or I've always liked him or Todd Barry.
Todd Barry's another,
both those careers. Example. I actually and you know what sucks? Those guys are probably like, yeah, I'd like to have a little more money, but we're both looking up, like, being like,
that has the fucking
perfect. Todd Barry, perfect.
Dude, so good.
And it's not. I guess it does kind of suck, but I think there's people that are humble enough.
Yeah,
there's never been like a Todd Barry show that like I couldn't go see, and he writes enough. I like that. I like that if he comes to town, I can be like, well, I can afford it this time.
Yeah.
Afford it every time.
You know what's funny that I'm going to talk about real quick?
What?
So this is for everybody that's watching. So we said we had technical difficulties and we had to cut the episode.
Yeah.
So we like actually finished the episode. So we had to re-record the back 9 on this boy.
Mm-hmm.
But we like randomly started talking about like I'm not trying to force it or bring it up, but we started talking about we mentioned the TV show Friends,
mm-hmm.
and Joe just like watched the finale and just started crying.
Yeah. I'm trying not to think about it because like, yeah, it keeps like coming and going in like spurts of.
When did you watch it?
So we had been watching like the few seasons, like I'd seen most of them, and then we watched a couple seasons when I was home last time, and it was cute. And then we got to the last one, and we were like, let's just save it. And then I don't think I've ever just gone down like it wasn't even like a roller coaster. It was just like all down, like all crying, being the most vulnerable I think I've ever been. And I literally I couldn't help it.
When, the funniest thing you've said like in a while to me was just we were talking about something else and you just stop and you just go, I can't believe she got off the plane. And I look over and you're like fucking crying. And I was like, what? I didn't even know that you were talking about Friends at first, but you were just like, I can't believe she got off the plane.
She goes the whole... How many seasons?
9,
is it?
I think.
9 seasons. You're just constantly thinking every episode almost that like Ross and Rachel, they're going to get together and they're going to be like super happy and you're like watch them grow and develop. But then...
Are you still crying?
Yeah, you have to give me a second. Dude, I'm trying not to like, cause so it doesn't like feel fake, but like... That shit is like really deep because like
it's Friends.
Yeah, but like then like you leave and okay, so first Phoebe is in the car with Ross and they have to go from Newark to JFK.
I've done it.
Yeah, and they do it somehow inexplicably in like 20 minutes, and then they get there and she just shuts him down. And I was like, I'm so proud of her. She's like being strong. She's gonna go to Paris. She's gonna like do her thing. But then, so I'm like happy for her, and I got like a little. I'm trying to calm down. I got a little upset at Ross for even going there in the first place. Like, let her fucking go, dude. She doesn't love you. And then he goes home, and then. Dude, it's just it was intense. Like she got off the plane.
It's crazy that was my mom's favorite show, and she was just like, "Oh, cool, they ended up together."
No, what?
Yeah, she was just like, "Cool, they ended up together," and you're like peeling layers back on this,
dude. Because now you're just thinking about what a glorious life they've lived in, like that fictional world where she got off the plane and they have a kid together already.
Dude,
this is really bad. I don't fucking like this at all. You literally told me before we like
Dude,
we
I'm
won't
gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about Friends, and you fucking broke you still.
But you told me we might not bring it up because it didn't seem natural.
But I thought I brought it up in a natural way.
Yeah, but like that shit's still. I'm reeling from that, dude. And I feel so dumb for being so out of the loop for so long because people always told me like they'd be like, oh, people would be like, oh, it's a real Rachel Ross situation, and I've always in my head been like, well, I don't know what that means because I don't know if they end up together. Or
Literally,
not.
5th grade, I knew about it. 5th grade. That's crazy that you're 36 and you just got it.
I was so, dude.
I knew when I was 9.
When what an immature jerk for going there though. Like he got her like hired and fired and all this other garbage. And
I mean, the whole bunch wasn't very mature for the majority of the series. I don't know what you expected.
No, not at all.
It's like they make bad decisions the whole series, and then, you think they're going to figure it out at the very end.
We're almost done with this, but who's your favorite character out of all 6?
Out of all 6?
Mm-hmm.
It was Chandler, probably. But,
Chandler?
Yeah, just being sarcastic all the time kind of rules.
Is he not allowed to be your favorite now?
Well, I don't want people to think it's because he just died.
Oh, yeah, but I'm sure he was a lot of people's favorite.
I mean,
yeah.
I watched that show when I was like too young, and I liked Joey because he played foosball the most.
Okay.
And we had the same name.
I like Phoebe. Phoebe's probably my favorite.
Phoebe's good.
She's probably drugs, so I enjoyed the drugs. Yeah.
Probably drugs.
It makes sense. Oh, well, that was good. I'm glad we fixed that episode because
Yeah, we really nailed it the second time.
I know the good Lord deleted the first one where I cried, and then we
You're
literally
still-
just like
I even went in soft. I was like, "Hey, buddy, just so you know." Still fucking crying. Well, that's the timer. Tune in next time. You know where to find us. Bye.
thank you. That sucks so much.
Shibbity boop 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 doo.
Ba-dum-ba-ba-ba, the death trap, the death trap.